Welcome to this look at a new mod map to Farming Simulator 25. With me, MrSealyp. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm here on Elm Creek, ported over by Puma 145. 844.76 megabytes download with 2 required mods, both by Puma 145. I don't do this very often. Think Farming Simulator 22, but worse. I was really excited about this, I'm not going to lie, when it popped up. And I thought, oh, fantastic, Elm Creek. And the description does say, welcome to Elm Creek. This is a map from Farming Simulator 22, converted and modernised for Farming Simulator 25. Now, Setka Simulations have done it with Silver Run Forest. They tweaked Hutan Pantai, which obviously that's an FS25 map. And it's that thing I've always said, with modders, map makers and content creators, you're damned if you do, you're damned if you don't. It's a tricky one, it's a dilemma. If a modder or map maker changes a map so much, like this for example, if it was completely changed, your diehards would come on and say, that's not Elm Creek, you've ruined it. But if you keep it identical, people come on and go, okay, there's nostalgia value to that. But in essence, it's the same map. It's nothing's changed. I'm always looking for a few tweaks, a few changes, a few little things here and there that stand out, you know, that you go, oh, I like that. That's different. That's been altered. That's, you know, and that's what I was kind of, you know, I was excited to see what's happened to it. Even to the point where it says modernized, it has the FS25 production elements, but with the FS22 buildings, because Puma 145 brought out the production points pack, which was the FS22 productions, all the FS22 production buildings with the FS25 productions in them. Also the Elm Creek Placeables pack, which are both the required mods on here. So it's the same buildings, FS22 production building, nothing, it looks exactly the same. Nothing has really changed. I think the farmhouse, we're missing the American flag, that's gone. We've got NPCs on here, Walter's here. And when I say think FS22 but worse, and like I say, I hate to do it, I hate to say it, you know, but there are some elements to this that aren't right. I'm assuming this is going to get an update, and before people start, which they're going to, I'd like to see you make a map. How dare you criticise map makers? Puma 145 didn't make this map. Giants made this map. And it's been converted and ported over. Okay? I'm just putting... I know this is not like me. Let's get round the... We'll get round the map tour and we'll see. Slot count on all 3 game modes is 1,348. I removed the vehicles and machinery. I didn't go down the route of removing buildings and stuff like that. Just the vehicles and machinery. If you wanted to start with different stuff, I got it down to 1283. You can get it lower. There are 50 collectibles. We'll talk about the collectibles later on. The train goes to Goldcrest Valley, and the train does take all the new crop types and stuff in game as well. So it is. I'll talk about transfer silos later on. There are no custom crops, and contracts are available. As far as build mode goes, there was nothing in addition to the 2 required mods under build mode that I could find. The map looks like Elm Creek. And I went round and I'm thinking, so I did my due diligence. I went out and I went onto FS22 to double check something. Because we have got the main farm here in the middle, then we've got a farm down in this corner, a farm in that corner, farm in that corner. And there's kind of a farm area down here. Not really. It wasn't really on FS22 either. And I kind of tried to look at the points on the map, and they're all pretty much exactly the same, apart from we're missing, and the building's there, but the fast food restaurant, the diner, sell point's not there on this version, which it was in 22. Which is curious. Yeah, I'm not sure. So again, this comes down to a nostalgia thing. This is going to be, you know, if you never played on FS22, then this will mean nothing to you. This is the version. This is Elm Creek. If you played on it a lot, are you going to want to come and play on it again? Maybe. Now, what I will say, and I think possibly another reason why I'm feeling a bit salty's the wrong word, but I'm feeling a little bit choked up. I'm not going to lie, because when FS22 came out, and this was the map, this was the poster child, you know, all the pictures and images for FS22. It was Elm Creek, you know, and this was my first Let's Play, and this was leading up to the Christmas. I was doing this, and I did the adventure, didn't I, series? And this farm, I was working for Chris and Angie, and Chris was Big Papa C, who since then has passed away. So when I came on here, I was like, it really kind of hit me. I was quite surprised. I just remembered the Let's Play and all that kind of thing. I don't know, maybe that's part of it. I'm not sure. But anyway, let's get around and have a look. Obviously, the vehicles and machinery are different. They're the 25 versions. Water's here on the deck. Sleep and wardrobe trigger just here. We've got our building. Pick up, we'll use that in a minute. With a couple of pits. There's no workshop trigger here. I'm trying to think. I meant to check that. I'm trying to think if there wasn't 22. I can't quite remember if there was or not. Got our equipment and machinery ready to do the various different jobs out in the fields. Actually, that's what we should do as well. Field prices are, I guess, what you would expect for the size of fields. Nothing crazy, nothing bonkers. I don't think, even the big fields down here, I don't think we get anything that goes into the millions, which is quite handy. I'm not going to buy these plots down here, but just to say, when we get down to them, that one there's plot 50, which it was on but it's sort of different layout. There's a sleep and wardrobe trigger on here, which I think the FS22 versions didn't have. I think we got some extra water points on the map. Up the top here, we got plot 40. That's that farm up there, and then here we got plot 32, which is all of that here. You can see the prices on the map there. So even for the farm's not crazy. Then down here we got this plot. Like I say, it's a curious one, plot 60. There's a couple of buildings. There's not even a sleep and wardrobe trigger on this one. There's a house there, but there's no sleep and wardrobe trigger. So, you know. That was it, wasn't it? Field prices. Yeah, like I said, they're kind of, yeah, what you'd expect. The landscape's lovely. It's very nice. Farmer 400 silo just here. Header trailer for the harvester, which is just out there. So now we get onto the... I say I hate doing this. The main barn, tractor and stuff there. If you look, there's this ridge around the outside. This is because this is part of the pack from Puma 145 of the Elm Creek Placeables. But look, this big clonky ridge here, and look. Now that's worse here. So like I say, I'm assuming it's going to get an update. There are a few things. We can go into the barn, we can go up there, but down here on the FS22 version, the door opens here. There's no option to open the door, but there's no collision, so we can come in and out. There's no detail in here either. If you remember on the previous versions, there was like a map table thing in here. I guess because, again, this is an asset from 25. I know people are going to be, you know, it's a difficult one. Well, I can't... If I go around the map saying, oh, it's wonderful, look, isn't it awesome, Elm Creek's back, but then people say, why didn't you show the stuff that's, not, you know, because people aren't stupid, people can see. People can go on the map themselves and have a look and go, well, hang on a minute. And then you get accused of hiding things, you know. I'm trying to be honest, you know, that's the point of a review. And I'm not knocking Puma 145. I mean, FS22, we had Bantico, we had Goldcrest Valley, we had, I'm sure Puma 145 did Westbridge Hills, didn't, well, I couldn't find it on 22. I know Zero Oito did a version. We're always out here in the pickup. Grocery Mart, I mean, if you played on Elm Creek on 22, it's Elm Creek. What I will say, when I bounce back again, I'd have to do it's hard to do a side-by-side comparison, but this seems a little bit duller. Like the shadows seem a bit darker. Bearing in mind it's a sunny day, it's sunshine, and the sun is out and you can see the sun, but as you're driving around it seems it sort of gets this weird darkness to it. I don't know. Maybe that's just in my heart. Anyway, Grocery Mart, I don't know why I just said that. Grocery Mart just there. If we go back down, I've tried to work out a route that will get us round, and I say, if you're new to the game, this is a new map, so don't worry about a thing. Gas station just there. There's not a sell point or anything there for the diner. We carry on along this road. We've got another tractor and bit of equipment there waiting on our field. That's our start fields on our start farm. Fire department just there. That was cool when we got the emergency pack come out, because you could use that kind of stuff there. As we come along to the next junction, the other side of the junction we've got the bakery, and I'll show you what I mean. So that's the FS22 building, and that's part of the production points pack. But if I click on it and buy it for 50 grand and do that, I mean, that's probably not a good example, is it? Oh yeah, no, it is, because if we click on that, look, we've got rice flour on the right hand side on the recipe. It's the same when you get to the grain mill. The grain mill's got the various different flours, and the oil mill's got the different oils with rice oils and stuff like that. So it is modernised in so much as it's got the FS25 stuff on it. So, and unfortunately, the hits keep on coming. So here's our main vehicle shop. Workshop trigger is just there. Vehicle shop trigger is just there. This is the reset point on the map, which it always was. I used this for my test map, Elm Creek, for a very long time when the map came out, and that was when FS22 was having all its horrendous problems. The game kept crashing, and it was awful. I suppose like 25 release. It wasn't without its problems, FS22. So we drive down the road here, and we come to the biogas plant. Are you ready? So the biogas plant is here. Now I'm assuming, as it stands, the biogas plant can be used as a sell point. And as you can see, we've got no triggers and stuff here. So I think, okie dokie then. So we need to buy the land to get the triggers to come up. Let's go to the map and have a look, people. So, plot 11, just here. And plot 11 says, value 152,160. That's not too bad. However, it says visit and tag place. There's no option to buy it. That electric charging station, no, that's just visit and tag place. I thought, well, maybe there has to be an icon then, surely, that I can click on to buy it. You can't seem to buy the biogas plant. I don't know if that's intentional or not. I don't know, but it's weird that it shows the land. You know, if we go to our farmland, it shows that as a darkened point that you can click on. It gives it a value. We don't own it. If we come down to here and we come to our we just bought the bakery, but that's all that's available. But interestingly, biogas plant's not shown on here either. I don't know. It's maybe the biogas plant is just a sell point, but then why have the bit of land darkened? Yeah, not sure. Not gonna lie, I'm not sure. So, onwards. Apologies if I don't always stop at all the stop signs. I know our American cousins get quite annoyed when you do things like that, but it's fine. Oil mill, just to our left-hand side there. A bit further down the way, we have got the debris crusher, which is just over there. We've then got the GPU, the grape processing unit, just there. For grapeage. And then we come down here. Now what I did do as well, I rented the train, because I thought, better double check that, and the train did stop. I was amazed. It seems very hit and miss at the moment, where it will and won't stop, on what maps and that kind of stuff. Lime station, just here. And if we come around here, we've got Grain Pool East. So this is the Grain Pool East. Now it may give you that as a not a sell point, so it might say Goldcrest Valley, but it's a transfer. I always say transfer silo. And they are transfer silos, because you can put into the silo and you can transfer it onto the train, send the train off to Goldcrest Valley. Your rent train point is just here, and the train will come, the train will stop. But this is also, I know I don't say it often enough, the transfer silos are just silos. It's an available silo. So you can just bring your stuff here and store it. You don't have to put it on the train. You can just use it almost like a cooperative. You can use it as a big old silo where you can store stuff. So we're heading down to the farm here. Now again, I thought I'd better double check this, because my memory, I was convinced that on the FS22 version, each of the farms in the corners had animal pens on them, but they didn't. I went on and checked the map, they didn't. I thought they did. And maybe I said that on the last time, because here, where it says, look, you think, oh, that's the pig farm. and northwest I think was cows, and northeast has got a sign for sheep, but none of them have animal pens on them. I did go and check. I thought I'd better have a look. But here we go for the next thing. So here, sorry, spoiler alert, collectible, golden apple, watch. Excellent. I've collected the apple. Okay, £5 there are 50, but the apple's still there. If I go back to it, it says collect, and it won't. So have I collected it or not? I've collected the money, and that then it gets worse later on, and I'll show you later. So if you just take the map as the map, as Elm Creek, look at the map and say, yeah, cool, like it. So this plot here, most of these buildings you can't access. If you buy this plot of land, that building there has a sleep and wardrobe trigger on it. So that's your sleep and wardrobe trigger. And we have a water point here, this big water. There's a few of these water towers around Elm Creek. So you can get water from these. But again, there are tons of modded water points you can pick and sort of just go for it to your heart's content. Whether it's standpipes or wells or hose pipes or whatever it might be. But this does happen. We're going to cut across the grass here because it is grass. And I mean, it's technically grass. It's a crop, isn't it, really, if we're going to use it for silage and stuff like that. But yeah, it will spring back. Carpentry, just here. Noah is on hand at the carpentry, not the sawmill. So if we have a chat to Noah, so our carpentry is here. We come out of here. And we're going to drive around this way because I was curious again to see, has it got the same vibe as it did in 22? We've got the little sort of campground, play area, lake. He says, am I going the right way? Yeah. Oh dear. Very nice. So next to here, did I put it on my map? Oh yeah, that turning up there. If you go up that road there to where the crossing is with the train, there's a rent train point just up there, and there's also David. If we jump here, so up this road, there's our rent train point just there, and David is here on his own little farmstead, homestead type thing. You can't buy that plot of land, but he's there if you want to go and chat to him, ask advice, all the usual stuff. Now I'm not sure if I wrote this down on the map. I don't think I did. No, how terrible. So this, let's go back to our map. Feed grain south. I'm still thinking I should know this. I played this for ages, completely blanked. I didn't write in my notes. I was so busy writing down the stuff about David and the rent train, I forgot about that. Feed grain south, just down here, sell point. So we've gone from our main farm here, along the main road there, up to the vehicle shop, biogas plant down this route here, took in these bits here, down here to that farm area, farm plot, water point, carpenters and Noah. We've seen the rent train and David there, and we are now at this point here. We're going to head out to this corner, to South Valley Biomass Energy. And I say there's another plot down here which is a farm plot. You can buy the plot, but it's like, I guess it's just a placeables area at the end of the day is what it is. As far as I can tell, there's no animal pens, there's no animal pastures anywhere on the map. You can place them on there, which gives you the scope to create your own. So this is it here, large open area. You've got these silo things that don't, and it's not actually, they're just sort of decorative. And there's a kind of farmhouse at the back here, but there's no, if you buy the plot of land, there's no sleeper wardrobe trigger at this house here. Just to make people aware. South Valley Biomass Energy is that large facility just here. And I'm sorry, I know, you know, there you go. Again, it's weird, isn't it? I've been having a lot of conversations with very different people, family members and other content creators and stuff like that. And it's weird that I try to find the positives in anything, whenever I'm doing anything at all, you know. When I do map tours and I do mod reviews, and I've had a lot of people recently saying, you know, I don't understand why you're so upbeat, why you're so excited, you get excited by the stupidest things, and why you're so excited about mods. The mods are rubbish at the moment. Because this is what I do, and I'm trying to make it interesting, exciting and fun for people to watch, as well as the fact that, you know, I do genuinely love the game. I'm not overly cynical, but every now and again you do get bits you think, you know, and I'm not a big advocate of saying that. Having said all the things I've said already, I already feel terrible about doing it, and I'm trying to justify it now. But it is here, like I said, it is here. Ren train point is just there, and we are at grain silo west. Another transfer silo to a train or storage silo just here. Now we come into the little, I suppose, little town area. Which again, isn't it strange? I could have sworn on the 22 version this had more productions and stuff here. Come across the bridge here. I thought there was a workshop here as well, but again, maybe I just dreamt it. Now the dairy here is not just a sell point. The dairy is a dairy production. Out on that road there, we've got another water tower standing up, so we've got a water point just there. So dairy's just there, which is purchasable. And then we've got our cereal factory just here. Now there is another plot a little bit further out. We're going to head out onto the interstate. Is it? I don't know what qualifies as what. But there's that little bit over there. If we go to our map, that's this bit here, which has got a couple of buildings and got a bit on there. That's plot 35. Again, I clicked on that. There's no sleep and wardrobe trigger. There's no animal pens or anything like that. You just have to check everything, you know, because it's the one thing you don't check. You take it, you make an assumption, and you get clobbered because you realise baseball stadium is where it was, is, has been, will be. So we're going to take the next exit. I could have gone along that road, but that's all right. Gave us a chance to see this. Now we'll take our next left. We have a bit of a wander into the countryside. Up onto the hill. Again, a couple of things I wanted to check, just to see. So we want the next turning. It's funny because sometimes, and I know I've said this before, if I'm doing a map review on a map that I played on, it's always difficult because my memories sometimes are of the map that I played on, the map that I changed and converted. And I sometimes think, there was an animal pen there, or there was this there, there was that there. But that might have been things I did to the map during my Let's Play, not the map in its base configuration. Because I'm trying on there thinking, I'm sure there was a transport company there. I checked on the map in 22 that there wasn't, but I could have sworn there was a sheep pasture field out here. But again, I think I might have done that myself. So it's a tricky one, isn't it? Coming up on our left, we have the spinnery. Just here. And if we head up this little track here. Now, I'm not going to cut across there. I suppose I could whiz across on foot. But through here, actually we can do. Ben is living out here in the sticks. Just through here. Ben lives over there in that house. We won't go over. Apparently he gets a bit rowdy. Gets a bit rowdy. Get off more land, that kind of thing. No. You can go and chat to Ben, he's a lovely guy. Trust me. Just don't dig up his garden, whatever you do. Right! Up the hill. I'm turning here. So what I was looking for, and I think you can see it on the map, but I thought I'd come up and have a look. Is the corn maze still here? And it is. So you can come up into the corn maze, have a wander around, that kind of thing. Doesn't it? Again, to just double check these things. Because it's always that thing when you're doing a map tour of, you know, you're trying to pick out not just sell points and, you know, whatever it might be, whether it's animal pens and productions and things like that, but it's also features of the map, things that stand out over and above other maps, or things that a map maker has spent ages working on. You know, roads and fields and stuff like that can be fairly, even sometimes roads, it depends. You look and think that's been so well done. But I do like to, features are important. So let's head down there. So, to our right, animal dealer. We'll turn in here. We've got the animal dealer point just here. We've got Katie on hand, just stood in the doorway there. We have got the animal dealer sell point. I think it's just around there. Yeah, just over there. We're going to head up the hill to the sawmill. Which is the next turning. So, sawmill purchasable for operations, just here. Actually, I can probably cut. So I was going to go along the roadway, but I think I might be able to cut through. Yeah, we can. Let's cut across here. Cut across back here. We've got Johnson's Farmers Market. Oh, hang on. Oh, that's right. That's a cliff edge. Johnson's Farmers Market. Isn't it funny? We get so used to the FS25 stuff. I mean, it's supposed to be 7 months in, aren't we? 6, 7 months. But the old, stuff that was so synonymous with FS22. I could have gone that way. It's all right. Turn up this little road here. Northwest of the map. What was this? Plot 32. So again with this one up here. You get quite a bit of land with this one actually as well. It's a lovely looking farm. Mossy Pine Ranch. And you buy this sleeping wardrobe trigger up at the farmhouse just up there. The barns and buildings aren't enterable. Again they are. But I think that was the same on 22 as well, I think. That's one of the things people did mention, say, it was all fancy and all looked awesome, but you couldn't get into all the buildings. Actually, I'm on the wrong road. Let's go. Oh, sorry. We have a track, and we're not afraid to use it. Right, heading across the top of the map. So, turn down here. Like I say, you can't fault the map. The map's picturesque. It's lovely. It's it's what it was on 22. It's a lovely map. And if you never played on it, it's a great map to play on. Grain mill just here, and I'll show you what I meant. I know it's obvious, but I mean, we can go into here and you can see that we've already kind of talked about it. Spinnery, sawmill. So there would, I mean, that's platinum expansion stuff, but it was been brought over. Oil mill, there you go with their rice oil from long grain rice and rice. Great process. It's the same grain mill, same thing. Rice flour, long grain rice, rice flour, rice. That's a 25 thing. The dairy with the buffalo milk and stuff. So they are the old 22 buildings, but with the 25 productions. So it's that thing of, if all of those things had been available in 22, when the game was releasing, we'd all have been freaking out. If we'd have had buffalo, it's that thing of, whoa, how cool is that? And I think we've got a little bit blasé, and we do get a little bit blasé about what we have and what's cool, and Right, now, the ravine cave system. So, I said earlier on about the collectibles. But it's not just that as well. I don't know. Like I was just saying what I was saying, and like you look around, it's like it's lovely. It's very, very nice. Let's cut across the rocks because it was that thing. I thought, I wonder if collectibles are going to be in the same place. Can you still get down into the cave system? How cool is that? And that's when I encountered another issue. So, we got on our walkway. I walked on here and suddenly thought, whoa, that's weird. We seem to be, okay. The entire walkway has no collision. So, we do this at the corner. Look. Collect. 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 Nope, won't let me. Look, then we go, ah, bonk. No collision on the walkway. How weird. Now, I think we can go this way, but I'm going to go this way. So yeah, as you've already seen, and it's the same as we go down here, and it's that kind of thing of, I would normally say spoiler alert, but you can't get them anyway. But then if it gets an update, you will be able to. But all the cave system here on the previous version, you come down, you go through the cave system. If you go down the bottom way, and you go through the stepping stones, and it brings you out further up. It was really cool. It was an adventure type thing. But it's the same in here. Collect. Nothing. It won't let me collect it. So I'm assuming, like I say, it's going to get an update. Now, the problem is, I can't get back up, can I? Because I can't go up the steps. I might have to port. I need a port key. But like I say, look at it. Is that not stunning? With the light, look at that. I mean, that looks wow. Doesn't it? Just stopping for a photo. Right. I suppose I can walk my way out, but let's go back to the pickup and we shall continue. So from the cave system, back onto the road. Whoa. We go across the bridge just here. This was again on 22, that kind of, oh, how cool is this? You know, there was all this stuff, construction going on. I did a whole bit on my Let's Play where there were stones and stuff I had to collect and clear the rubble, and, you know, it just adds an element to it. So, northeast of the map, the final farm area. Was this plot 40? It was 50 in the corner. I think it was 40, wasn't it? So, if we just turn there for a second and go back to our map. So, if I recall, on 22, when you purchased plot 40, it actually took in these fields as well. But it doesn't matter. I mean, at the end of the day, that's the plot you get with these buildings on. When you buy the plot, again, not too expensive, you get sleeping wardrobe trigger. But again, the buildings aren't accessible. So it's that thing of, it's not even, I mean, I'm going to try something. Because it might be, I need to buy it, not visit. Let's do that. So sleeping wardrobe trigger is in the house here. So if you buy the farm area, that's all well and good. But can we demolish? No. So because these buildings are fixed in place, I know that's and that's weird, isn't it? That's a manure heap, but there's no animal pen. So maybe, and this is the other one as well. That you had the pig one down the bottom. This one's got a sign that shows sheep. And again, I saw I went out to check on the 22 version. There wasn't a sheep pen here. At River Rock, but yeah. So even if you buy the farm area up here, you're kind of limited because you can't remove these buildings. You can't go into the buildings, so you've got a bit of land around it. But again, that's from 22. That's not necessarily, you know. I got another one there. Will that one collect? No, it's like it let me collect one and then just tripped out. I don't know. I feel really bad. It's that thing, I think I did it once before. I think I've only ever done it once before. And I can't remember what map it was for the life of me. whether it was 19 or 22, where I did all the prep on the map, and I'd found so many things that were wrong with it, so many things that weren't working, so many things that, and I didn't do the map tour. And I had loads of people saying, why aren't you doing the map tour? Well, you know, and someone said to me quite rightly, it's your job, you do mod reviews, you do map tours, it's your job to show the map, good or bad, because if there's a lot of stuff wrong with it, we need to know. You think that's fair, but like I said, I just don't like it. So I didn't do the map tour on it because I just felt that's not right, and it will get an update. And I can't remember if the map ever did get an update. So final location, we are here at Red Marble Bowling Restaurant. If we come back down the road here, it comes back past the biogas plant, and I think we've taken in pretty much everything. I don't want your lasting impression to be, like I say, I'm assuming it will get an update. I'm assuming it will get sorted, it will get tweaked, it will get changed, things will get smoothed out, that kind of stuff. People then ask, well, how did it pass testing? That kind of, I don't work for Giants, I don't know. That's something you'd have to ask them. But the map itself, it's a lovely map, and it's playable. You know, even with the little things, the little iffy bits here and there, it is playable. And if the biogas plant is working, there are plenty of biogas plants you can place elsewhere as well. But anyway, that is the map. That's Elm Creek by Puma 145. I hope you found this useful and informative in some way, shape or form. If you have, please give us a like. If you don't subscribe yet, please do. If you want to leave a comment, feel free. And if you want to share this video, then of course, please be my guest. Whatever you should choose to do. Thanks for watching.